Welcome. This is lecture 4, Regulatory Acts. For module 3, Bioethics. This is the last lecture. Myself, Dr. Vineet Sinnarkar, professor from Dr. D.Y. Patil Homeopathic Medical College, Pimpri, Pune. Some acts are governed by Medical Council of India Act. This Medical Council of India Act was a crucial piece of legislation that governed the regulation and oversight of medical education and practice in India. However, it's important to note that MCI Act was replaced by National Medical Commission NMC Act 2019, which introduced significant changes to the regulatory framework for medical education and practice. The Medical Council of India was established under Indian Medical Council Act 1956. It was responsible for regulating medical education and practice in India. The primary objectives of the MCI Act included ensuring the maintenance of high standards in medical education, regulating medical practice, and ensuring that medical professionals adhere to ethical standards. The transition from the MCI to the NMC was intended to address various challenges faced by the MCI, including issues related to transparency, accountability, and regulatory insufficiencies. The NMC Act aims to modernize and improve the medical education and practice system in India, ensuring that it meets high standards and adapts to contemporary needs. The MCI Act established the Medical Council of India as the apex body responsible for overseeing the quality and integrity of medical education and practice across the country. The Act was introduced to address the need for standardized regulatory framework that would ensure consistency and excellence in the training of medical professionals. By centralizing regulatory functions, the Act aimed to create a uniform standard for medical education and practice, essential for maintaining the credibility of the healthcare system. One of the core functions of the MCI under the Act was to regulate medical education in India. The Act empowered the MCI to set and enforce minimum standards for medical colleges and their curricula. This included determining the qualification of faculty, the structure of medical programs, and the infrastructure required for medical institutions. By establishing these standards, the MCI aimed to ensure that all medical graduates received a consistent and high quality education regardless of where they studied. The MCI Act granted the Medical Council of India the authority to recognize and accredit medical institutions aspiring to offer medical degrees needed to obtain recognition from the MCI, which involved meeting rigorous criteria and undergoing comprehensive evaluation. This accreditation process was crucial for ensuring that only those institutions that met established standards were permitted to confer medical degrees, thus safeguarding the quality of medical training. A significant provision of the MCI Act was the establishment of a central register of medical practitioners. This registry served as an official record of all qualified doctors in India, enabling the verification of credential and ensuring that only individuals with recognized qualifications were allowed to practice medicine. The central register was essential for regulating medical practice, addressing issues of professional misconduct, and maintaining public trust in the healthcare system. Functions of MCI Act. Regulations of medical education. MCI set the standards for medical colleges and courses, ensuring that institutions met specific educational criteria and that the medical curriculum was up to date and relevant. Registration of medical practitioners. MCI maintained a central registry of medical practitioners who met the required qualifications and standards, ensuring that only qualified individuals could practice medicine. Ethical oversight. It enforced a code of ethics for medical practitioners and addressed issues of professional misconduct and malpractice. Approval of medical institutions. MCI was responsible for granting recognition to medical institutions and approving their courses and degrees. Continuing medical education. MCI encouraged the continuous professional development of medical practitioners to keep up with advancements in medical sciences and technology. Implications. The implications of the National Medical Commission Act are profound. By creating a more transparent and efficient regulatory framework, the Act seeks to address the shortcomings of the previous MCI system. The emphasis on improving the quality of medical education is expected to lead better trained medical professionals and consequently improved healthcare delivery. The focus on accountability and ethical standards aim to restore public trust in the medical profession and ensure that healthcare practices meet high ethical and professional standards. Now, we are going to study about National Commission for Homeopathy Act. The National Commission for Homeopathy Act 2020 is a piece of legislation in India that establishes the National Commission for Homeopathy (NCH), a regulatory body for homeopathy sector. This act was created to replace the earlier Homeopathy Central Council Act of 1973 with the aim of improving the regulation, education and practice of homeopathy in India. The act establishes the NCH to regulate and oversee the homeopathy system of medicine. The commission is tasked with ensure quality standards in education, practice and research in homeopathy. The NCH consists of chairperson and several members appointed by the central government. These members include experts in the field of homeopathy as well as representatives from the public and government. The commission has the authority to frame regulations for the homeopathy education system, including the recognition of homeopathic colleges and institutions as well as the approval of their courses and curricula. It also regulates the practice of homeopathy and maintains a central registry of practitioners. The NCH is responsible for creating policies to improve the quality of homeopathy education and practice across the country. This includes settling standards for examination and ensure that homeopathy practitioners meet certain qualifications. The Act also provides for the creation of state homeopathy councils, which will work under the guidance of the NCH to regulate and oversee homeopathy practice at the state level. The Act includes provisions for the redressal of grievances related to homeopathy profession and educational institutions under its purview. This ensures that there is a mechanism for addressing complaints and appeals related to homeopathy. The NCH is tasked with promoting research and development in homeopathy, including the advancement of homeopathic knowledge and practice. Objectives are regulate and oversee homeopathic practice, to establish a robust regulatory framework for the practice of homeopathy in India, ensuring that practitioners adhere to established standards of practice and ethics.